Hi, I'm Liz Combs, and I am here at RBSK Partners with Lisa Tressler. Lisa is the head of our Small Business Services Division, and today we're going to talk a little bit about bookkeeping, and we're going to talk about the top 3 mistakes that she's seen a lot of bookkeepers make throughout the years. So to start things off, Lisa, what would you say is the number one thing you've seen as a mistake?
Well, a lot of times entrepreneurs make a bookkeeping blunder when they get started, not really knowing what they're doing and kind of trying to feel their way through. So we see them most often mixing business and personal expenses together.
Okay.
So there might be like a cash flow shortage in the business, so they say, well, I'll just use my personal checkbook and pay for that. And then you start crossing, business and personal expenses, and that tends to cause issues with the bookkeeping because we're missing deductions, not keeping track of things. So we highly recommend separate bank accounts, separate credit cards, and perhaps even a petty cash fund that they keep on hand to pay for those expenses that come up unexpectedly.
Okay. That makes sense. So that was number 1. What would you say is number 2?
Number 2, I would say, is pretty easy. They don't reconcile their bank accounts as frequently as they should.
Okay.
A lot of times those receipts just kind of pile up in the shoebox, and when it starts to overflow, they think, oh, I probably need to do something with that. So it's important to get everything recorded so that when you do your bank reconciliation, you can match everything up. What the bank knows happens, the bookkeeping system also knows. We don't want to lose track of anything. So it's important to do those bank reconciliations on a regular routine basis. So we highly recommend that happen.
Okay, so it sounds like getting onto a routine basis is one of the big things.
Yes, absolutely.
And what would you say is the 3rd most common thing that you've seen?
Probably poor record keeping. Those little receipts, as they're falling out of the shoebox, tend to get lost, and so some expenses can get overlooked, and over time those can add up. So it's important to keep track of your expenses. We recommend using a cloud-based technology system that will keep your expenses sorted and easily accessible. If it's in the cloud, you can access that easily from anywhere.
Okay.
And it's important to keep your receipts also in case you're audited. You have proof of what you've done.
Okay. I think like everything, does that mean that there are more than the top 3 that
sure.
you typically see?
Yeah, we've talked about the 3 pretty easily recognizable and discuss those answers, but there are many more, and we do have those available on a quick summary on our websites. That way you can get a little more in-depth explanation.
Okay. So I'll make sure that I go ahead and include the link below this video with where you can get access to this. It's in a top 10 ebook, so you would just download that information. Thank you so much, Lisa, for sharing all of that. I appreciate it.
I have one more thing if I can squeeze it in.
Okay, yeah, I think we'll let her.
One more quick fix here, a quick tip for you, because it's something that we see quite frequently, and that is, people go into business to do a particular thing, provide a particular service. They don't go into it with the notion, I'm going to do accurate bookkeeping. And they spend a lot of time trying to figure out how to do that. And that time is much more valuable to them being spent in growing their business, expanding their customer base, improving their services or their products. And that's why we're here. We want you to have a good accountant, CPA, to get those processes in place and free up time for you to spend just growing your business.
Okay. So I guess thank you for sharing, not just the top 3, but also kind of sharing that bonus tip there as well. And make sure that you guys stay tuned. We are going to release another video next month where we'll have another staff member that comes in and talks to you guys just a little bit about some of the frequently asked questions that you're having. And then to make sure that you follow the link below the video to access the top 10 ebook. And thank you all for watching, and thank you, Lisa, so much for your time.
Thank you.